Hello. You know the meaning of inflation. Inflation is nothing but a persistent rise in the general price level. When there is a rise in the price level in the economy, it will have cause and effects on different sections of the people, on different variables, and the economy as a whole. Let us discuss some of the cause and the effects of inflation. We'll discuss the effects on debtors and creditors, investors, fixed salaried class, producers and entrepreneurs, farmers, middle class, and the effect on savings, employment, balance of payments, public borrowing, taxes, the effects on the distribution of national income. We'll also discuss the moral effects of inflation, the political effects of inflation, and finally we will discuss the breakdown of the monetary system if the inflation becomes uncontrollable. So let us start with the debtors and creditors. You know, debtors are those who borrow money and creditors are those who lend money. Debtors gain and creditors lose during inflation. This is because the debtors pay back only the nominal amount they had borrowed. The creditors get less in terms of purchasing power. For instance, if a person borrowed 10,000 rupees before the onset of inflation, he pays back that 10,000 rupees with some nominal rate of interest. But if the inflation is above the rate of nominal interest, simply the person gives back only less in terms of purchasing power and the creditor gets only less in terms of purchasing power. Naturally, debtors gain and creditors lose during inflation. Now what happens to the investors? Let us see. As you know, there are two types of investors. Those who invest in government fixed interest bearing assets and the people who hold shares of joint stock companies. The former group, that is, those who invest in government fixed interest bearing assets, they lose, and the latter group means those who are investing in shares of joint stock companies gain during inflation, because when there is price rise in the economy, along with that there will be a rise in the price of shares. Also the profit of the joint stock companies will rise. Naturally, those who invest in the shares of joint stock companies gain during inflation, whereas the people who invest in fixed interest bearing asset or government securities will lose during inflation. Now what happens to the fixed salaried class? The fixed salaried class or the fixed salaried people are the biggest losers during inflation. You know, fixed means their income remains the same. Their income does not increase correspondingly with the rise in the price level. Naturally, they are the biggest losers during inflation. Remember, the fixed salaried class, the biggest losing class during inflation. What happens to the producers and entrepreneurs? Producers and entrepreneurs gain during inflation. Their profits rise much faster than the wage cost. Also, they pay back their debt in nominal terms. Naturally, they pay back only less in terms of purchasing power. So, producers, because of the rise in the profits, and the entrepreneurs will gain during inflation. And what happens to the farmers? Farmers gain during inflation. This is quite contrary to our belief that farmers lose inflation during inflation. No. Farmers gain during inflation. The prices of agricultural produce rise. The products of the the product price will rise much faster than the cost of cultivation. So naturally, farmers gain during inflation. And what happens to the middle class? Inflation affects the middle class adversely because the people belonging to this class are fixed income earners. They will find it very difficult to maintain their living standard during inflation, and that's why they lose during inflation. So the inflation affects the middle class adversely. And what happens to savings in the economy? What happens to the savings income? That we are going to see. Inflation causes increase in consumption expenditure. This adversely affects savings. Even though your consumption in terms of quantity comes down, in terms of a nominal expenditure, because of the reduction in the purchasing power of the currency you have at your disposal, that will lead to an increase in consumption expenditure. So naturally this will adversely affect savings in the economy. Now what happens to employment? Inflation helps to generate employment because there will be rise in the profit of the firms. So they will try to produce more because of the rise in the price of the commodities. They are earning much more profit. So naturally there will be rise in the production, and if there is rise in the production, more employment will be generated. But remember, once the economy reaches the stage of full employment and inflation becomes uncontrollable. So inflation helps to generate employment, or inflation becomes uncontrollable as the economy reaches full employment. Now, what is the impact of inflation on balance of payments? Domestic inflation encourages imports, and this coupled with a fall in exports leads to a trade deficit. Remember, when there is a rise in the prices of the commodities produced domestically, people tend to buy imported commodities because foreign goods will become cheaper compared to the domestic commodities, because there is domestic inflation. Naturally, you prefer imported commodities, so there will be a rise in imports. And also when the price of the domestic products rise, its competitive edge will decline in the international market, so there will be a fall in export. So the rise in import coupled with a fall in export leads to a trade deficit. So the balance of payment situation will be adversely affected during inflation. Now what happens to public borrowing, government borrowing? The rise in the cost of public projects induces the governments to resort to public borrowing. There will be a rise in terms of cost of production during inflation. So naturally the government will find it very difficult to meet the increased expenditure as a result of inflation. They will be compelled to borrow from foreign countries or from domestic sources. So there will be a rise in the debt of the economy. That's a public borrowing will increase. So what happens to taxes? Rise in public expenditure forces the governments to raise tax rates in order to mobilize more resources. So that is also an impact of inflation in the economy. When there is inflation in the economy, so this is a double whammy for the people, because already there is a rise in the cost of their living, and along with that, if there is increase in the taxes imposed by the government, so that will adversely affect people's standard of living. So inflation will have an impact on a rise in the tax in order to meet increased government expenditure or public expenditure. Then what happens to the distribution of national income? The distribution of income will be tilted in favor of the richest sections of the society. So there will be an increase in inequality because the profit earners will gain much, the capitalist class will gain much. So the distribution of income will be tilted in favor of the richest sections of society, and the poor people will be affected adversely. So inflation will have an adverse negative impact on the people who are at the bottom of the society. Now let us move over to moral effects of inflation. So inflation will bring about all sorts of moral degradation in the economy. Let us see. So moral effects of inflation. Inflation encourages profiteering, hoarding and adulteration. So this will demoralize the common people. So there will be moral effects of inflation. So what happens to the political arena of the economy? Political effects. Political effects. Inflation breeds discontentment among the masses. This may lead to revolt against the ruling class. So when there is a rise in the price and the government is not able to control the price rise, so there will be naturally strikes and all sorts of revolt against the ruling dispensation. So there will be a huge political impact of inflation in the economy. And finally, we are getting into the arena of the monetary system. What happens to the monetary system? There will be a breakdown of the monetary system if there is uncontrollable inflation. So breakdown of monetary system. Continuous inflation in the long run leads to a loss in the people's confidence in the monetary system, because people will find it very difficult to afford their standard of living because of the rise in the price. So that will lead to a breakdown of the monetary system, because people will lose their confidence, their trust in the established system of the country. So naturally there will be a breakdown of the monetary system as well as the people's confidence in the system. So we have gone through the cost and effects of inflation. We have discussed the debtors and creditors, investors, fixed salaried class, producers and entrepreneurs, farmers, middle class, what happens to the savings, what happens to employment, what happens to balance of payments, and what happens to public borrowing, taxes, and what happens to the distribution of national income, and what are the moral effects and what are the political effects. And finally, we have discussed the breakdown of the monetary system. So let us wind up for the day. These are the causes and effects of inflation. Inflation, if it becomes uncontrollable, that will have an adverse impact on the economy as a whole, and governments and the monetary authority and the policy makers will find it very difficult to adopt and implement control measures if inflation goes out of hand, uncontrollable. So I hope today's session is fruitful for you. Let us wind up for the day. Thank you all. Okay, thank you.